If you'd like to see the links that are discussed in this video, feel free to click the link to my blog. All of the hyperlinks are inserted in the post. Now, in my video, or else, I talked about destabilizing the internal workings of the country if ATOS doesn't get its reparations. Now, it's time to spotlight that. I'm going to list examples of the descent of America thanks to ATOS. The examples of the destabilization traverse many fields. At one point, MSNBC's Joy Reid tried to downplay the significance of ATOS men by saying only black women's votes matter. Of course, everyone knows it's a failing strategy from the start. However, it becomes even more disastrous when those votes disappear too. Hardened racists like Joe Biden have recanted their words after facing the backlash of their words. That is Biden's law. There has even been a travel advisory issued by the international community regarding the influx of mass shootings in America. Who do you think has brought this issue to the forefront? The mainstream media sure is underreporting this and attempting to put a spin on this. However, ATOS content creators have spotlighted this issue. The visage of white civility has been lifted. Moreover, the hypocrisy of America being civilized has been removed. America is now looking like a third world country. Furthermore, the travel advisory affects America's tourism industry. That industry alone is a major industry. Countries such as Aruba survive off of tourism. This is coupled with America's lousy weather affecting farmers' crops. Also, let's not forget Trump's trade war plunging America even further into depression. Speaking of depression, America is gearing up for a Great Recession. Pay attention to the wording, Great Recession. That's a contradiction in terms. A recession is the typical volatility of the market. When a market goes down for 3 months, that's considered a recession. The economy being in shambles for years is a depression. Our economy hasn't bounced back since President George W. Bush. That's a Great Depression. Now, going back into politics, racially ambiguous candidate Kamala Harris has finally given up on the black vote. She's now campaigning for the Indian vote. ATOS sank her campaign. Moreover, ATOS funding Marianne Williamson has led to discussions of reparations for ATOS internationally. So, she has fulfilled her role wonderfully. Due to the steam she has gathered for the last debate, the debate forum instituted new rules stating that candidates had to have a specific percentage of votes in certain areas. This was done to move the goalpost and keep her from the podium. Lastly, mainstream media is on hard times. 71% of teens get their news content from independent content creators. So, it's much more difficult for the mainstream media to peddle its propaganda to large audiences than ever before. This break from the propaganda means that future generations will serve as the next independent content creators. The dominant society has attempted to thwart ATOS media presence by restricting their content on YouTube and Facebook. Also, the dominant society has rolled out 2 programs that it backs. One is CNN's All Black, known ATOS, cast to give black Americans news from a black perspective. The other program is underway. It's the Black News Channel, BNC. It's partnered with historical black colleges and universities. These historical black colleges and universities are funded by white politicians and business people. Furthermore, these historical black colleges and universities act as mascots and don't represent ATOS. They represent the black bourgeois that desperately yearns for white acceptance. Also, these historical black colleges and universities are becoming increasingly non-ATOS. So, BNC won't be any different than News One. Now, people seem to believe that ATOS people are asking the United States government for reparations. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. This is a demand. ATOS is playing the power game now. Power players don't ask for what they want. They tell you, You have no choice but to comply or face the consequences. The business class and politicians of the dominant society are hedging on Atos giving up its pursuits of power. This gamble is destabilizing the country. However, if the country must fall for Atos to have its demands met, then so be it. Like I said, power players take what they want. Either yield or face the consequences. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing to stay up to date with my latest videos and sharings. Also, please share and support Worldly Game. Finally, please subscribe to my blog to be ahead of the curve for when I lose my YouTube channel.